Recently, CrewAI came out with their own no-code version of creating AI agents called CrewAI AMP. And this is built on top of the source code for CrewAI. And then what powers that is something called Crew Studio, which helps you create all of your automations with these AI agents and tools just by talking. And in this course, I'm going to show you how all this works and more. But let's take a step back and make sure we understand what AI agent is and then move forward creating our first AI agent in CrewAI AMP. So what is a single AI agent? Well, an AI agent will use a large language model to think, plan, and then act. And they can use tools from third parties and also remember context and then complete goals autonomously, meaning that it's not always the same predetermined path. Instead of one prompt doing everything, agents can work together on complex workflows. So now this is where CrewAI comes in. CrewAI is an open source Python framework for building crews, which are teams of agents with different roles. And this does mean that you can just have a single AI agent. It doesn't have to be multiple agents all the time. So what is CrewAI AMP? Well, AMP stands for Agent Management Platform, which is, again, like I said, built on top of CrewAI. This lets you build, deploy, and monitor AI agents visually using CrewAI Studio. This also generates API endpoints so you can use your crews anywhere. So why does this matter? Well, this is production ready, meaning you can turn your agents into production ready workflows or used as part of your automation workflow. So today we're going to create our first crew in CrewAI Studio, deploy it through CrewAI AMP, and then we'll also call it through an API from a local project. So let's go and get started by first visiting CrewAI AMP. So you go to crewai.com/amp or search for CrewAI AMP. You go ahead and sign in. You can do this for free. So go ahead and do that, make your account. And when you're done, you'll be greeted with a screen like this. You just won't have anything here yet if this is your first time. So on the left-hand side, we have automations, we have Crew Studio, agents repository, tools and integrations. We have traces for understanding what our agents did in the outputs. We have the LLM connections, environment variables for other tools. Then you can manage your usage, billing, and other things. Well, we want to create our first automation with AI agents. So you're going to choose Crew Studio. And in here, you'll just have this chatbot like you've seen with other applications. And we're going to ask it or tell it what we want. And it's going to start building that through the CrewAI platform. So I want a copywriter for LinkedIn post that searches online for the information and then creates professional text posts. So now whenever I send this, it's going to go to the next screen, and here we're going to have our visual editor. Okay, and then we see here it's starting a chat on the left-hand side. In the rest of the space, we have our automation workflow, which is our visual editor for our agents and tasks and our tools. And so what it's doing is it's trying to determine what it needs through the chat right now and then what it's going to build. And then whenever it's done, we can go ahead and also have it create more, modify things. We can just chat with it just like we would to create all of our agents and tasks. And so what it's done so far is it created one agent, a LinkedIn content copywriter. We have a research topic trends task and a create LinkedIn post task as well. So you can tell the icon on the top left of the card here is like a little person, and then the tasks are kind of like clipboards. That's how you know those are tasks. And it's done. Okay, so it's going to tell us kind of like how it works. So it says it's ready. It set up one agent and two tasks, tells it what they're going to do, and how to use this is we're going to provide a topic input whenever it's run. Okay, so before we do anything, if this is your first time, great, it's created this, but you don't probably have Serper Dev, which requires an API key, and also GPT-4o, this also requires an API key. So how do we do that? Well, let's go ahead and go back. So at the top left, this little arrow here, it's gonna go and click that. We're gonna go to LLM connections and under the operate. Okay, so whenever you get here, there's nothing here. At the bottom, you would see your existing LLM connections. We don't have any. So let's go ahead and start by adding a new connection. We're gonna name this YouTube GPT. For the provider, we are going to choose OpenAI. You can choose whatever one that you would like. So we're going to just name this OpenAI API key. For the environment variable, this is your API key, so go ahead and paste that here. So once that's done, now we need to select the models that we want to use for this API key. So we're going to choose GPT-4.1, O Mini, 1 Mini, and 4o. And let's go ahead and scroll down and choose GPT-5 as well. So then once you're done, you just choose add connection, scroll down and click on add connection. Now it's going to create this LLM connection that we can use for our agents now, just for these models. Okay, what you would do is in here, you can type in like Serper API key, add that variable here. And Serper API, if you just go to serper.dev, go ahead and just sign in. This is free. You're going to go ahead and log into your account. just like this. Then whenever you're logged in, you go to your API keys here. You have a free amount of credits to use. I forget how much you start with. But you have a free amount. Click on API keys, get your API key, come back here and then paste that, and then you'll click save variables and it'll save it just like mine is down here below. Once you're done with that, go ahead and go back to the automations at the top left. This is where it says build, or I'm sorry, go to CrewAI Studio, because automations is whenever you've actually published it. So here I'm going to choose, this is the last one, may only be one that you see. So then here, now if we choose this agent, right, this is where the GPT-4o model is, we can click the down arrow. It's going to choose or load the models. So when you click on the actual model, so the C has like a little green circle. This means that we have an API key that actually has models from that provider. So if we click there, when we say GPT-5, for instance, you can see that GPT-5, this is tied to the YouTube GPT key we basically just created. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use that for now. Actually, we'll keep it at, let's do 4.1. I don't want it to take that long. Okay, so once you see it, we're using 4.1. The search the internet with SERPer, I already have a SERPer API key, so it's expecting that. But you could just come in here with the tool as well, go to advanced options, and just put in the actual key here if you wanted to. So just go and click save, and then go and click save again, because we want to save that we used that API key, that model, which again, click drop down arrow. If you choose something over here and then come out of it, make sure you click that save or it won't update. Okay, so then in here in the task, you can do the drop down here below and you can kind of see what you can do for these tasks, right? You can rename them. You can give more to the description of what you would like it to do. If you don't want to necessarily chat with about with the agents over here in the chatbot, you can choose for it to have async execution, markdown output. You can set a guardrail. You can add properties, kind of like output structure, like you would with Pydantic models. You can do that here. I'm just going to cancel because we didn't do anything. Let me come back. And the same thing for the LinkedIn post as well. You could modify that however you like. You can even come over here, have it add things, whatever you want. But let's go ahead and run this. So at the top right, there's a little like button there. It looks like a YouTube play button. So go ahead and click that. And it's gonna come up with a screen here whenever it's ready. Okay, so now the only input that we have in this one is the actual topic. So I just need to choose a topic that I basically want to use for my copywriting LinkedIn agent. So it may only be fitting that I choose CrewAI AMP. So I'm going to choose execute. And so now we are in the execution part. We had the visual editor, right? This is the visual editor. Now we have the execution. Okay, so it's going to kind of go through the timeline of how things are basically being called, right? So it started with the research topic trends. So the LM call, as you can see, this is the actual call to SERPer. It's a CrewAI AMP latest trend news insight 2025. So it actually queried that with SERPer, which is basically doing like a Google search this is the query, right? It's going to get the top 10 by default. So it finished that. Right here are basically top 10 things it found. And now what it's doing is going to use the task for creating a LinkedIn post. It got that and it completed. Okay, so this is the actual output that it's using for CrewAI AMP. And that's great. This worked out perfectly, right? This is the output that you would get for that I could just copy and paste from my LinkedIn post. Now I would add more to this if I was actually going to post this, right? But this is just to get an AI agent going that had a couple different tasks to do, and just so you can see what it's doing. So that's great. We just created our first AI agent within CrewAI AMP. Okay, so now the next thing is, let's say this was done. This is exactly how I wanted it. At the top right, there's this little, looks kind of like a little lightning kind of symbol. So you click that, then what it's going to do is going to come up and ask you if you want to publish this, right? So I'm going to say LinkedIn content creator version 1. So this is the initial creator. Okay, you don't have to do that. I'm just going to put that there. So now what we have is we actually published an automation. Now we can actually view this automation. Okay, so if I click on view automation, and what you can actually see here is that it's basically creating everything it needs for this to be ran on a server that's being hosted through CrewAI AMP, right? So it's getting everything ready. It's got to get quite a few things ready, right? First off, guy has to get the code ready. It's then going to give us API endpoints that we can use. It's going to get all the tracing, the anything that's related to how we would or what we want to do with these agents. It's got to get all of that ready. And so actually that didn't take too long, right? It was kind of a simple crew, but now it's just about ready. Now, if I actually click on this, it's going to come up with more information. And so it may also take another minute after it says it's like online to get everything, but here is my actual API URL that I can use to actually run this. We also have test endpoints where you can retrieve the required inputs for this crew. You can actually kick it off, and then you can actually get the ID. This will give you an ID. You can check the status of your crew that's being ran, and then you can do certain things with these API endpoints, which we are going to use. Okay, so some additional details, some actions. You can actually go ahead and chat with this crew again. You can export these as components on some website, and then you can also export this as an MCP server. But then there's other things that we can see here. So yeah, the metrics for how often you're using, how many tokens you're using, the scheduling. You can actually schedule this, what triggers might trigger this crew. We can test it. This is a good way how to maybe get the best outputs from different models. You can train it. Again, like I said, you can chat with it. This is going to open up. This is basically kind of like CrewAI Studio just for this automation. And then we have different settings. So you can actually enable chat access through different platforms like Slack and Teams. And then of course we have logs. This is going to tell us everything that's happened with this crew. Okay, so like I mentioned, one other way that we can use this is through APIs, and we have everything that we kind of need for this. So what we're gonna do is we're first gonna do a couple things. So you can test this in the inputs, right? There's three of them, endpoints, sorry, there's three of them. There's inputs, kickoff, and then you can check the status of the ID that you get from kicking off your crew. So you could get the API collection through Postman, and then just fill in the blanks there. I'm going to use code because I'm just going to show you exactly what you need to do. You also could come through their docs for CrewAI AMP, and then here, you can basically kind of use these things to retrieve what you need and just convert them to code or whatever, however you want to do that, right? So it's kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to take this, convert it like I did over here into Python code, and whenever I did, I get this. So what I need to do is get my CrewAI URL and then my bearer token. You go back to CrewAI AMP, and then you get your bearer token. So we're going to use this bearer token. Okay, and then we are going to get our URL. So we're going to copy this. I think what I can do is that goes right here. Oh, you know what? Let me paste that in there. Okay, there we go. So this is kind of the full URL, and I'm only wanting to get my inputs. So, and you don't have to do anything about this. This is just using the request library. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to say Python 3, and then I'm inside CrewAI AMP already. I'm just going to say Crew AMP starter. So what I should do is get one input back, right? And that's topic. That's the exact topic. There's only one input that we have gotten from our AI agent. So now the next thing is we want to actually kick off this crew of AI agents. So if we come back over here, we see that in order to do that, we need to basically take this, and then we need to put that into a request. So I'm going to copy that right here. Let's say, can you convert this to Python? So I'm going to take that information, paste it, and then we're going to actually kick off again. And we can see also in AMP what's happening with this crew. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I don't need the request anymore, but I don't need this URL anymore. For the headers, I'll just save that because we probably need it. And then for the data, we only need topic, right? Because we got that right here. So I want to go ahead and just paste. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then for the URL, right? For the URL, this is going to be here, but this is now going to be kickoff. All right, now we should be good. I have the URL, the headers that's asking the data, which is just the input, and then we're just going to go ahead and call that. So let's go ahead and do this again and see. Now we get a kickoff ID right here. If we go back to AMP, we can probably refresh this. So if we refresh this, we should hopefully see another execution here. So pending run, right? The input was AI agent frameworks. That is what we said. So that's good. We know that it actually kicked it off. So the next thing is what you can do with the endpoint is you can check the status of where it's at. Okay, if you didn't have access to this right now, you would check the status of it. So I want to be able to do that right here. So it looks like we just need the status. So what I can do is I can also say URL equals status, and then I can take this ID right here. Then I can also say response there or print request. Okay, so now I don't want to actually kick it off again, but I can check the status. I can go ahead and comment that as well, except I need the headers. Actually, do you need headers for this? You just need the authorization. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and clear that. Run this again. It should say something about running, or maybe is it done? Actually, the state is success, so it looks like it finished. So if we come back here, it does, it says it's completed. Okay, so we can do a couple things here. We can click on this. We can see what the completed LLM was. Okay, and here we go, the AI agentic revolution of 2025. Okay, so multi-agent orchestration goes mainstream, agentic RAG. It has quite a few things in here. It gives MetaGPT, Open Agents, CrewAI, AutoGen, and LangGraph. LangGraph is still so popular. It's kind of whatever. And then this gives us, again, into a LinkedIn type post. Okay, great. So a couple things just happened, right? We not only created our AI agent inside of CrewAI AMP, but we've also been able to use it as an API in case we want to do it some other way, right? Maybe we want to kick it off on a scheduled interval, which you can do here, but in case say you don't want to do that, say you just want to have more control of it through the API, you can certainly do that. And I just showed you how you can do that. If we look back at the terminal output where it said success, which I didn't think was gonna happen that quick, here it is. Here it finished it. This is the actual output that we could use for other parts of the workflow. Okay, great. That was CrewAI AMP. That was kind of just quickly how to use it in this course, kind of how to go through it. And then I know I kind of went really quick over how to use the APIs. I'm going to give you that code for it. I'll have it as part of a course so that you can take that and do what you want with it and have some more documentation on how that works. I'll give you the documentation for CrewAI as well, but I want to know what's your thoughts. Have you used this set? This is used in production by companies. So this isn't just some proof of concept like OpenAI or ChatKit or AgentKit was. This is actually being used by companies in production right now, saving them tons of money and hours. So let me know your comments in the section below. And in the meantime, here are some more courses for you to watch and all this, and I will teach you more on my school community on how to use it. So join that as well in the description below.